Are you often confused about which color to choose for your next crochet project? Stick with me and I'll show you some tips and tricks so that you get it right. Yes, the right color combination for your next crochet project is a matter of taste and style, but I have some tips that will help you to choose just the right combination. Everything starts really with the color wheel. So back to basics in grade school, you remember the color wheel starts with red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, indigo, violet. Okay, so I have these adorable little swatches that I have made from different colors of yarn, and it reminds me to choose colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel, like a complementary color scheme, like a red and blue, for example, or a split complementary color scheme where I would take the red and choose a blue and yellow, which is a primary color scheme, which you guys know very familiar with. You can also take that triangle, if you draw a little triangle right here between red, blue, and yellow, and that makes the primary color scheme. If you rotate that whole triangle 1 degree across, you can have a red, orange, a blue, violet, and a blue, green. And that is a cool color scheme too. So when you look at those, see, that's pretty cool. And then the red, blue, and yellow also looks very cool because that's primary and we're used to that. And so you can pick color schemes that are found in nature or found often already in things. You can choose colors that are next to each other on the color wheel, and that's an analogous color scheme. So pick out 3 that are next to each other, and invariably they'll turn into a great color scheme. I want to show you my new planner book that I just happened to get, and look at these gorgeous color schemes. So I could take this book or take one square for inspiration and choose colors from any one of the squares or a few of the squares. The thing that's unifying about these particular color schemes for this book, there's so many colors, but they all go together because they're all a similar tone. So they all have kind of a similar autumn-y kind of feel to them. Even when you pull one color out separately, like the orange, it's a warm kind of autumn type orange. It's not like a bright springy or pastel orange. They're kind of all the same tone. So I encourage you to find a piece of fabric or a piece of printed material, like a cover of a book or like a wallpaper or something similar, and use that as your guide and pull colors from that. I also want to show you, always you can default to the primary colors, red, yellow, blue, and classic color schemes like red, white, and blue, or the flag of your country, or a nautical color scheme like blue and white with gold. So look at or Christmas, red and green, or even Halloween, purple, orange, and green. So you can look at some classic color schemes to point you in the right direction. There's a tote bag, a purse that I made years ago for, I even forget which magazine now. I think it was for Red Heart Yarns, but it's a pale green, a pale blue, and a pale orange. So it's a little bit of a kind of a split complementary. It's got blue, green, and orange. So it's, let's see, bluish, greenish, and orange. Okay, so here's different shades of the same colors, but it makes a really dramatic color scheme. So any of these colors, if you keep them in a similar tone, they should fit together. So here's a blanket that was for Crochet Today magazine years ago. And this is kind of an everything color scheme. So it's blue, pink, yellow, orange, and green, and they're all brights, and so brights all together go well, and then the unifying color of the blue for the background works well. So if you're going to make a bright project, keep all your colors bright. If you're going to make an autumny kind of project, keep all your colors autumny. You can add in neutrals to your color scheme, but that tones down the saturation of the project overall. So I want you to not be afraid of color. The best thing that you can do is swatch with color. Look at this watermelon and pink fuchsia that I did a few moments ago for the Mosaic X stitch. This was the first part of the swatch. And so don't be afraid of color, you know, really go for it. If you need to add in a neutral, I suggest adding in something that kind of matches the tone. So these are brights, so a bright white would be pretty. And then if it's a autumn kind of color scheme, then choose kind of a warmer tone or ecru kind of white or gray or something that's more warm in tone. A gray maybe wouldn't, it might be okay, kind of be preppy, kind of 80s if you added in a gray with this fuchsia and green. Then it's also a good idea to choose colors that are in the same tone. This orange and green, this is coral and tide pool, are similar tones. They're saturated colors. They're both kind of autumny, and so they kind of look great together. Also, it's like red and green Christmas, only because it's muted shades and kind of a more earthy colors to it. It still fits. It's still the red and green color scheme, essentially. So you can also, when in doubt, pick all the colors. I think I saw that this is my blanket from years ago. I think I saw it in a willow yarn ad the other day, and you can just use all the colors. And when you take out white and then you just repeat the colors over and over again, they can turn into something really magnificent. So there's no neutrals in this blanket. It's kind of a neon green and an orange and a rust and a burgundy and a light blue, all very odd colors, but when you throw them all together, they kind of work. So don't be shy of color. Make sure that you look out these colorwork types, styles of crochet, and also the mosaic box stitch for some color combinations you might enjoy. I'll see you on the next video.